50. Yesterday I told by mistake it was up to 48, not 55. And today I'm starting from line number 49. Calpurnia. Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house and he will say, you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail in this. Mulje, sir, your wisdom is consumed in, it is destroyed by your overconfidence. Please don't go out today. And you tell the senators it is my fear which is preventing you from going out of the house today. And it's not your fear. And we'll send, because Mark Antony was like their son now. They said that I'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house and he will tell that you are not well today. You'll come the other day. Please, upon my knee, I'm praying. Manishi is praying Caesar not to go. And Caesar is mocking at her. Oh, Mark Antony shall say, I'm not well. And for thy humor, I'll stay at home. Just because you wished, I'll stay at home. You are a woman, and because you have wished, I'll stay at home and I'll send Mark Antony. At this moment, Decius enters. Here's Decius Brutus. Okay, he will tell them so. वो राजी भी हो गया, माने he agreed. But okay, I'll tell Decius Brutus. But he was the part of the conspirator. Yes, come to take him. So, but Caesar didn't know it. So he says, okay, I'll ask Decius. He'll go and tell him. Decius. Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house. Oh, Caesar, good morning. I have come to take you to the Senate house. Caesar, oh, you have come in a very happy time. Happy time, it means right time. You have come in the right moment because I need you to bear my greetings. Please give my greetings to the senators and tell them that I'll not come today. Cannot is false and I dare not is falser. I will not come today. Tell them so. You can't say I can't. Because he is so much overconfident. He doesn't want to say I can't. He says that I can, but I won't. Just tell them so. And I don't also tell them I dare not, because that is false. I don't dare to go. I can. Calpurnia bola say, tell them that he is sick. Caesar, no. Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afraid to tell the greybeards the truth? Well, no. Why should I send a lie? I can't send a lie because I have stretched my arm so far. I have committed myself to politics and have done this military conquest up to so much level. So I'll be afraid to tell the greybeards is the aged people of the Senate. And I'll tell them, I'll send misinformation to them. No. Decius, you just tell them Caesar won't come. But that's it. The most mighty Caesar, Decius is saying, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them. Because if I tell them that Caesar can't come and all, then people will laugh at me. So please give a legitimate cause so that I can tell it to the people. The cause is in my will. I will not come. It's my wish. I won't come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight, she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knees she had begged that I will stay at home today. So, it's my wish, I won't come. I think that is important. But if that is enough for the senators to know. But I can explain you privately why this is a wrong thing which Caesar does. Because Turant he catches Decius. Because I love you, I will try to inform you that it is only because my wife, Calpurnia, she wishes me to keep me at home, because last night she had a dream that she saw my statue from which blood is just coming out, oozing out, and this happened only later on. This is the thing which happened later on. So her dream was perfectly true, and from it, like a fountain with 100 spouts, blood was oozing out of my body, and many Romans were coming smiling, and they were just bathing their hands in the blood of mine. This dream, Calpurnia thinks that this is a warning and this is a prophetic sign maybe, and that's why she is not allowing me to go out. Decius will say, she has misinterpreted the dream. You know, she's quite wrong. This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed. It signifies that from you great Rome will seek reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This is by Calpurnia's dream signified. But say, Baba, she has fully misinterpreted the dream. The one which she has seen is a metaphor. It's metaphorical dream. It is a very fair dream. It's a favorable dream. And your statue spouting blood from many pipes, and in which the smiling Romans were bathing. It signifies that Rome will revive again under you. They will draw new blood from you, new life blood, and great men will press to get handkerchiefs colored and stained in all these relics and mementos. It shows that they will get different things from you. They will get cognizance, they will get relics, they will many different mementos, articles which are stained. They will be stained in your blood. Everything. You will revive Rome with a new culture, with a new background, and that is what is meant here. And this is what is meant by Calpurnia's dream. Then Caesar says, and this you have very well expounded it. You have given it a worthy interpretation. Decius, yes, sir, I have. When you have heard what I can say, and now the Senate have concluded to give this day the crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word, you will not come, their minds might change. Besides, it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, and Caesar's wife will meet a better dream. So we'll say, sir, see, what I am saying is perfectly okay. Because today, the senators have decided that they want to present you with the crown. And if you don't go to the Senate today, maybe tomorrow they will change their minds. And it is also very, idiotic to say that please postpone the Senate for some day when Caesar's wife will have a good dream, and then we will again have the Senate. This can't be said now. And if Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to your proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable. So if you hide, won't they whisper, see, Caesar is afraid? So please forgive me, Caesar, because I love you so much. I'm devoted to you so much. I tell you that this is no reason not to go. There's no reason. Please, you go and please come with me. Caesar, how foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I'm ashamed I did ill to them. Give me my robe. Give me my robe, and for I'll go. Bola, please give me my robe. You're so foolish, woman. You said that all those stupid things. I'm ashamed that I yielded to your request. Give me my robe, I'll go. And at this moment, Publius, Brutus, Ligarius, Metellus, Casca, Trebonius, Cinna, all of them came. Means all the conspirators came. And look where Publius has come to fetch me. So, see here, Publius has also come to fetch me. So, I'll go. Publius, good morrow, Caesar. Caesar, welcome, Publius. What, Brutus? Are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. Caius means here he is naming all the conspirators. All of them have come. If he doesn't come today, what will happen? So, let's all go to bring him to the Senate. Caesar was never so much your enemy as that some egg which hath made you lean. What is o'clock, Caesar? It's struck an 8. Oh, I thank you for pains and courtesy. So, Publius and all of them comes. And he says, Caesar. Caesar says, welcome all of you. He welcomes all the senators. Because he did not know at that time that they were conspirators. He thought them to be senators. Caesar was never so unfriendly to you as the fever, which has made you thin. Bola, Ari, you have grown so thin. The fever is like your enemy. It has made you thin. So, what time it is, Brutus? Caesar, it is 8 o'clock. I thank you for your trouble and your courtesy that all of you have come. At this moment, and Antony enters. See, Antony that revels long nights is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony. Antony who feasts. Antony is a young man, so they feast on late till night. And even that also, at 8 o'clock only, Antony has also come. So good morning, Antony. Yes, the same to you, my noble Caesar. Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. No, Cinna, now, Cinna, Metellus, what Trebonius, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me that I may remember you. So, and now he's saying Cinna and Metellus, I have so much to talk to you. I have many important discussions with you. So, at the Senate, please be nearer to me. I want to talk to you about something so that I'll remember you and I'll talk. Trebonius, Caesar, I will. It's a pun. Of course, they will be near him. Nah? Otherwise, how can they stab him? Aside. Within he is saying, and so near will I be that your best friends shall wish I had been farther. I'll be so near to you that all your friends would think that I would have been, they wished that I would have been far away from you.
It was a very quoted
line. Caesar, good friends, go in and you taste some wine. With the Subhadva just said they are having wine. So come and have wine with me, and we like friends all will straight away go to the Senate. Brutus within him saying that every like is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of it a खूब important line. Brutus yearns to think. बोलছে, what you're seeing is not what it is, Caesar. Things which are like are not the same. It is a very sad fact which my heart yearns to think upon, because he knows that today is his last day. That's why the scene ends now.